Alright, I'm just going to make a quick and dirty video here about how to change the mirror, the side mirror, on a 93 Ranger. It's my truck. 6-cylinder, 4-liter automatic. I had to change both of them. I've already done one. And here it goes. Fairly simple process. Peel back the cover on the crank. Right there, there's a screw. Pull that out. I've already done all this. You have your door handle. There's no screws. Just basically start over on, let's see if we can get a better picture. Start over on this edge, and then work your way around. Pop the clips. The one on the very bottom is will break if you try to pull it off. Pull the ones on the top and it basically hinges down. Then you take off your little nub. Sits right there for the door lock. And you pull up. About 1.5 inches. We'll just set that to the side. Now, you have to get this plastic piece off. I will be back shortly when I've got that off, and we'll pull the bolts and pull the mirror off. Alright, so I got the plastic off. I got an extension with a socket on it here, because they're bolts in here. So let it focus here. That washer is actually attached, so you don't have to worry about losing it. But this can be kind of difficult. Let's see if we can get a... Sorry. You can sort of see it in there. There's a bolt. The holes are just big enough that you can squeeze this thing through. So what you need to do is turn it till it's completely off, which is it is. And when it's completely off, move the socket to the bottom so it's at an angle. I'll show you. There you go. And you can see it's at an angle. Pull it, and then just basically swing it out. Otherwise, you'll be searching for them. It's not difficult to find because you have to remove the speaker here as well, which I've almost got off. Just wanted to show you those bolts. Oops. Alright. The speaker. See, if you drop, that'll just magnet to the side there. Don't let it hang by the cord. If those bolts drop, you can just reach in here and grab them. But sometimes they take a weird bounce and they can drop off over into the other side there and they're difficult to get. So pull that off and put the next one on and go to the next step. So there's the old one. There's the new one. Very simple process. Once you've got those 3 bolts off, it's just a matter of pulling the cable through for the power mirrors, which, if I can reach it here, it's right there. Just pull it through this little hole, and then put the mirror on. 3 studs go in the 3 holes, and then you put your bolts back on. Alright, so you can see I put the bolts on, 2 of 3, and putting it back in is a little bit simpler than taking it out. It's not a different process or anything, it's just, it seems to be a little easier. Alright, we give it our last crank. Don't have to be super tight, but you don't want them falling off as you're driving down the road. And we come down here. We reconnect our cable here. It only goes in one way, so don't worry about that. Alright, that's back together. Just needed 2 hands for it. We put our speaker back in place. 4 screws on the speaker. little glue, put the patch back on. The water shield prevents water from entering the door and fucking up the speaker and stuff. Alright, bit of a quick tip here when you're putting this door panel back on. Put the window down. And what you want to do is just hold this up. You can use your fingers to adjust. You can't even see it, but that little stud in there. Take your door lock. Usually I would do this with 2 hands, but there we go. Nope, there we go. Just let that sit on there, because sometimes that can be a pain. It gets caught on the back side of the door and stuff. And just line up the clips. Yeah, line up the clips. Pound it in. Oh, missed one. Okay. Alright. And then we screw this all the way down. Forgot to mention, before you put everything back together, just want to give it a test. I don't know if you can hear it, but you can definitely see it. You can probably hear it too, that's quite loud. But, alright, put the door handle cover back on. Show you here. It just hinges in the bottom. There's a clip there and there, and then these two just push in at the top. But like I said, it's very easy to break this one in the edge here if you're not careful. That's it. It's back in. Alright, now that we've got that done, we put 1, 2 screws back in. This has to go back on, which is a Torx head, by the way. If you do not have a, what number is this? A T20 Torx, don't even bother. You'll strip it. And that one has to go back in. It's a little gunky. So, I've got it all back together. You can see. Although this window's a little foggy. And they look much better than the other ones did, considering the other ones did not move. One had a crack, and one had the glass replaced in it twice. One last quick note here. I used the Haynes Repair Manual for all this work. It's a great little book. If you own an older car, great thing to pick up. Shows you pretty much everything. Although, as you can see, it's a 12-year range, including the Mazdas. Yeah, if you didn't know, the Ford and the Mazda are pretty much the same. But pick it up. It's a great book.